everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is my second installment in the kit. This will be project number 2. It is a box that measures 2 3/4 by 5 by 1. And again, I'm going to be using the Sending Cheer bundle for the set. This is not included in the set. The set will be $40 for the 5 projects with all the paper, and I will cut out all of the labels for you, okay? And the ribbon, all right, and the embellishments I will include too. The only thing that's not included is the bundle and the adhesives, okay? So I'm also using the Stylish Shapes dies for the circle and the Nested Essential dies for the banner in the background. Okay, so in this box, which is included also, is an ornament of a stocking that I have crocheted. Okay, and in there is a little chocolate covered marshmallow snowman. Alrighty, so you don't have to put the chocolate covered marshmallow. You can put some kisses or something like that in there, but I thought this was a really cute ornament when I saw the pattern, and it fits in this box just right. Alright, so what we need for this project is a piece of real red cardstock that is 11 by 8. So you're just going to cut off a 1/2 inch on the short side, okay? Now, for this circle, I did do a 2 1/2 inch circle. I'm going to test it out and see if I like what the 2 1/8 inch circle looks like. I might do the smaller one. I think it might look just a little bit better on the banner. So we'll see when we get to that. So either a 2 1/2 or 2 1/8 inch Mossy Meadow circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. I cut this banner from Real Red, and it is 2 1/8 by 3 inches, and that's the Nested Essential dies, the largest banner in that. Okay, I cut this from Shimmer paper, and it is the top of the stocking. So this is from the Sending Cheer dies, okay? All right, and then we're using Traditions of St. Nick Designer Series paper. So we need 2 pieces of the stocking print that are 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. 2 of this Mossy Meadow kind of print that are 2 1/2 by 4 3/4. The 2 long sides are on this print are 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then I did one of each of these 2 patterns for the short sides, and that is 3/4 by 2 1/2. All right, and you will get a quarter pack of 6 by 6 Traditions of St. Nick with this kit, and I'm making sure that you'll have enough in that. All right, I have a new host code. Please use this for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax, and make sure to put it, we're having some sales this month. There is going to be some type of Black Friday sale, and it usually runs a couple days, not just then. And also there's going to be the last chance for all of the things in the mini catalog. All right, and some of them usually are on sale. Okay, so let me get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 11 inch side, and you're going to score at 1, 6, and 7. Turn it to the 8 inch side and score at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 1/2. Okay, now we want to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Okie dokie. Now we're going to cut this the long way, and we're going to start so that the skinniest 1/2 inch rectangle is on the left and the 1 inch strip is on the bottom and on the right. Okay, and this is what we're going to be doing. And if you save this piece right here, I'll already cut it out in the kit, but if you're going to just do this on your own, this piece that we cut off here, you can get your banner out of. All right, So we're going to start over down here. Go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge up into the skinny rectangle. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them up to the first score line and wedge both sides of that square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, then we're going to turn it so that that skinny rectangle is over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. Oops. Get rid of this piece on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, go to the next score line and cut it to the second score line. And we're going to take this piece and this piece off. So just make sure that you don't cut that. All right, so we're just going to take those 2 pieces off. And this is the one that you can cut your label out of. Okay, go to the next score line and cut it to the second score line. You can do this on your trimmer, but I find it confusing on the trimmer, so I try to do it with my regular scissors. Cut off this long rectangle here and wedge both sides of the square that's left there. All right, go to the next score line and cut it to the second score line. And then wedge up into that skinny rectangle, which will cut off those 2 skinny pieces on the bottom. All right, I don't know if this whole thing is in your vision. All right, so I'll put it this way. You should be able to see it. All right, and then the only other thing we want to do is round the corners of this piece that sticks up the farthest. All right, and this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. So now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to get my tear and tape, and I'm going to put it on what's left of that skinny rectangle next to the score line. All right, you can use your take your pick tool to get that backing off. All right, we're going to flip over the whole thing. Flip over the side that has that tape, and then flip over this side to meet it. All right, so now this is the back of our box that has the seam. So push the tabs in and just put a little bit of glue on those tabs. And we're going to pull the back one on top of the tabs, and then put some glue on this flap. And push that down and just run your fingers along the side. Make sure that everything's nice and straight. Right. And then just make sure that your tabs are down and you're inside there. Okay, and that's your box. I love it. Okay, now we need our DSP. So let's start with the flap first. We need the 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 3 3/4, and one of them we're going to need to round the bottom part, the bottom edge, and then the inside one we're going to have to round the top edge. Okay, so these 2 go there. And then the 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 4 3/4 are going to go on the inside body of the box and the back. And then the long sides are 3/4 by 4 3/4, and the short sides are 3/4 by 2.5. I'm going to put the one that has the stockings on it on the top, and the one that matches the rest of the box on the bottom. And I'm going to put all of these on with liquid glue. Okay, and then we're just going to let this dry. All right, so we need some basic white cardstock. And I'm using Real Red and Mossy Meadow Ink. I'm just going to clean, I'm going to use my Stampin' Scrub, and I'm going to clean this stocking. For some reason, the stocking for me works really great, extra good, when I have just cleaned it off. All right, so I guess after I use it a couple times, it gets gummed up. All right, so Real Red. And you have to make sure that you have enough space above the stamp to cut the whole stocking out. And I'll show you in 1 second. All right, we're going to just stamp that right there. Great. Okay. And then when we cut it out with the die, we need enough space for that whole top like that. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of stamping right on the top. All right, so then what else do we need? We need to do our holly leaves and our berries. The holly leaves I'm going to do in Mossy Meadow, and the berries in Real Red. All right, and I'm just going to cut these out and I'll be right back. All right, now on this one I forgot to stamp this top piece, so I just took the skinny end of my Real Red Stampin' Blend and I just drew it. You could also use your Stampin' Right marker, but this time I'm going to try to stamp it. So I need some scrap. I want it this way, because I don't want to mess up the bottom of mine. And I just feel like it's harder to stamp it and have it come out right with the die if I do it beforehand. So I'm just going to try to stamp just that top part, and then I'm just going to stick it in there. All right, and this part is going to be covered with our shimmer paper, so it doesn't matter. All right. Okay, then we need, where is our shimmer paper piece? Here we go. And I'm just going to glue this on. I'm actually going to put some glue right here on the stocking. And then I'm going to glue this just like that. And it just sticks up right on top. The loop. You can also cut the loop off if you want, because it's not actually a tag that we're using it for. Okay, now let's get our holly leaves. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put one right here, the holly leaves right about right there, and then I'll put the berries on the tip of them. Like that. Okay. All right, so that's done now. Now we have to put our little gift inside. So we have my crocheted stocking, and I'm going to put one of these marshmallow snowmen inside, and you'll get both in the kit. And then I'm just going to put it inside here and close it. And what we want to do is use our Real Red ribbon and I'm going to tie it right around the middle. You need about 20 inches of ribbon for this. Okay, and then I'm just going to clip off the ends. That one's good. Okay, I think I decided on the 2 1/8 inch circle. I think this one's just too big. So I'm going to put this right in the middle of my banner with dimensionals. All right, and then I'm just going to put this right in the middle. Good. All right, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. And I'm going to make sure I put this in between here, in the middle of from here to here and here to here. Okay. Then we're going to use more dimensionals on the back of the stocking. And I'm going to put the stocking kind of hanging off the top and the bottom. All right. And for the final touch, I'm going to add some pearls. This is the last little bit of one of them. I'm just going to put 3 pearls right down here. If you want to, you could put a sentiment instead. There's for you. There's a to and from, which I don't think would be good here. Open me, no peeking, sending cheer. Or you could do a ho, 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 or X's and O's if you wanted to. But I'm just going to put some pearls there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, my email is below. And also below is the links to my blog that has all the information and everything written out. And the link to my shop where you can buy this bundle and all the other supplies. Also down there is the link to my Facebook group where you can join and I make different announcements of sales and different things like that. Alrighty, have a great weekend and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.